Hyperliquid might be the biggest airdrop to happen in 2024, and in this video I'm going to tell you everything about it. So first of all, Hyperliquid is a decentralized exchange that allows you to trade on leverage. It's very similar to different centralized exchanges, but it's entirely decentralized, and they also have their own blockchain, which is really cool. So they have their own L1, and they are going to do a token generation event. They're going to airdrop the token in about 10 weeks, 12 weeks from now. So you still have 2 to 3 months from now of farming. And if you want to farm, then basically use the referral link down below and then just start trading. I'm going to give you a couple of other tips as well on what to do. My score is not really high, but I'm doing what I can to get more points. Basically, the idea here is that you get the points by trading, but also not only on leverage, on PERPs, but you can also do spot. And they have their own meme coins. So if you go to spot, they, for example, have PURR, which is the biggest meme coin right now on Hyperliquid L1. And this is what's been trading. So for example, things like buying spot on PURR, or things like trading on leverage. So what I showed you just with PEPE, for example, you can go with PEPE and trade on leverage that thing. Having positions open, trading, generating volume, it's always something that's performing well. But first thing first, how do you start? So you have to deposit funds on Arbitrum. This is the only chain for now. Other chains are coming, and you can deposit one of the USDC, USDCE, or USDT. Once you deposit, you can basically start trading right away, and you can trade either on leverage, as I've mentioned, on have the funds in a spot. So you have the portfolio here. You can see what I did. Basically, you can deposit, as I've mentioned, and then you have the 14-day volume. You can check the account. Well, basically, I shorted at the wrong moment. I think I longed at the wrong moment before the pump. So that's why my account goes down. Of course, I should mention here that crypto is risky. Nothing here is financial advice, and you can lose all your capital. As you can see here, I lose quite a lot in the past couple of days doing leverage on the wrong coins at the wrong direction at the very least. So going back to the game, super easy to actually do the positions. You have the cross, you have the isolated. If you want to isolate the risk and have individual positions, in this case, the margin will be for individual positions. For example, you go down on PEPE, but you're also longing, say, Solana, those will be unaffected. If you do cross, then if they basically share the margin, and if one position goes down a lot and got liquidated, the entire account gets liquidated. So you have to beware. With PEPE, you can go up to 20x leverage. This is what I'm doing here. You can really put on massive leverage. With some other coins, you can go even higher. So that's the case, for example, with Ethereum. Or with Ethereum, you can go up to 50x in leverage here. So you can pick how much of the leverage you want to choose. And also with, of course, BTC, you can go with 50x leverage. With most of the coins, you can do 10 or 20x leverage, which is still fine, and it's quite a lot. Most of the time, you shouldn't be doing more like 5x leverage unless you want to have the smaller moves, capture the scalps, and probably also farm the points. Then it makes more sense, because even if you lose a little bit, and that's fully short term, then basically you might be able to get that back in the points, because that's the reason here. I'm going to show you some calculations before we go to some other options that you can do. So there's this calculations from Samurai Takedown. Basically, Hyperliquid, he's calculating the points. You can get basically calculating the points from a couple of dollars to, I guess, $40 to even $80. I think that's the highest. And this calculation basically indicates how much the Hyper token will depend on, for example, what's the initial valuation. The fair valuation, of course, I wouldn't do that calculation here, but basically I would expect that to go between at least like 2 to 3 on the lower end here. I wouldn't expect that to go to $15 billion, because we're not in like the full mania bull market, so it might be risky. But of course, this is a pure speculation. You should do your own research before jumping. And of course, that's nothing here is guaranteed. So looking also at the whales market and how people are trading, I think the current price for the Hyper token is around $6. So that might indicate how much you would get. A lot of those calculations depend, first of all, on the fully diluted valuation, and then the second thing is how much of the percentage will be actually airdrop of the total supply, whether that be like 75% or 30%. That's unknown for now, so we're going to see that later on as well. So that's one thing. Another thing that you should probably look at when it comes to the Hyperliquid is Rage Trade. I already mentioned that in my other video. Rage Trade is coming with their own token that you can get for trading, because you can trade on Rage Trade through Hyperliquid. So that's a funny thing, because Rage Trade is basically the aggregator of a couple of decentralized exchanges, and if you trade on Hyperliquid for Rage Trade, you farm both Rage Trade and Hyperliquid. So that's a good point. And then in the end, there will be Rage token on Hyperliquid. So they're launching on the L1. So that's also pretty cool news. Now, other things you can do to earn more points is going to vaults and probably providing capital to like Hyperliquidity provider here. You can deposit capital, get some kind of APR, and of course farm a little bit of points. I have something small here. And basically that gave me like $3 altogether, but I'm basically testing different things, and the goal here is to really test everything, get more points, and I want to definitely farm more. As you can see, I have only 30 points. People really have, like, at the top, I think the top 10 people or top like 100 people have like something like 20,000, 30,000 points each. So that's a massive stake, and you can easily calculate that's going to be like 6 figures or maybe even 7 figures airdrop altogether in dollars. So that's going to be massive. With 30 points, if we count that at $6, well, that's right now around 180. Right, so that's not massive, but I still have time to farm more. And having said that, you can definitely check the referral link and start using Hyperliquid yourself. If you want to get a little bit off the fees, use my referral link down below in the description. Now, this is it when it comes to Hyperliquid. I probably do a separate stream trying to talk more about the strategies or trying to trade live with the majors. I think that's definitely Hyperliquid is worth taking a look. It seems like to be the last crypto airdrop of this year, of this cycle, that will provide massive wins for its users. It's been around for quite some time, and basically there are not so many airdrops worth farming anymore, as I have seen. There are a couple of course, that might provide nice returns, like maybe Scroll, maybe Bera Chain, maybe Monad, but that all depends on the particular trajectories of the projects, and we don't know whether they will come in 2024 or if that's going to be 2025. So you have to take that into account as well. For now, I definitely recommend Hyperliquid because the airdrop is confirmed. You have different steps that you can get for points, from trading on leverage to trading spot, different meme coins here. That's the path. You can put the money in the vault as well. There's no public formula for how to get the points, but I think that by trying different things, you understand how much of the points you can get, and basically how much leverage will give you how many points in the end. So worth taking a look. You can also, for your inspiration, look at the leaderboard of what people are doing and how much volume they do. You can also see different addresses and what they really do if you want to do that. The cool stuff is that you can do copy trading on Rage Trade, I think. So if you want to copy some of those addresses, you can do that as well. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, of course, and see you in the next video.